Hey guys, here we go. Still working with inscribed angles, but now we have shapes inside, right? We have some sort of polygon inside. We have a triangle inside. We have a quadrilateral inside. I didn't finish writing that one for some reason. I think that is 2x. All right. 2x degrees, and we'll be able to figure this out pretty easily just by using some logic in terms of solving. Here we go. If you have a triangle, we know that the sum of the angles inside a triangle is 180 degrees, and we've already talked about that. I said that in an earlier video, and so I want to show you that we can use algebra to find both of the angles that we need in 1 and 2. In 1 and 2, they're looking for what x is, and what x is going to tell us right there that x is the measure of that angle x. All right, and then they also want to know what the measure of angle W is. So we're going to use an algebraic equation to solve for it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up for you. And then I don't really have a whole lot of room to do work. So I'm going to set it up for you. I'm going to erase a little bit, do some work, and then move on to the next. So I want to find the value of x, and by finding the value of x, I find the measure of angle x. So I'm going to erase this just for now, and I'm going to show you how we get there. If we said that the total measure of all the angles is 180 degrees, and we just previously said that this diameter right here, the arc of that diameter is a semicircle, or it's 180 degrees, therefore this inscribed angle has to be a right angle, okay? You have to remember these things. You can't just jump into this and say, well, sir, the angle wasn't given. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. You have to remember from day to day some of the things that you've already been taught. I can't express enough that, you know, if I've told you something about, or we've talked about a particular concept and they use it again later on, just like using algebra, you should have learned how to solve these algebraic equations when you took algebra. And that's, unfortunately, that's the way mathematics works. We keep stacking on top of things that we already know. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to set everything equal to 180. I'm going to get rid of this because it's going to be in my way. The measure of angle x plus this x plus 12, and I can leave it in parentheses, but I don't want to. I'm just going to say x plus 12 plus 90 degrees gives me 180. Okay? And the first thing I want to do is combine everything that I know on this side, right? And I'll get rid of this little degree mark. We know that we're talking about degrees, and we don't have to worry about that. Right now, let's just solve the algebra. 1x plus 1x is 2x's. Now I have 2x's, and 12 plus 90 is 102. Okay? And that's going to be equal to 180. And I wrote it over there because I like to keep my equal signs pretty much lined up. I should have shifted that over, but I didn't. So the first step in any two-step equation is to undo what's being added to that variable value that we want to find. Okay, so we're going to undo the addition with some subtraction. So we're going to subtract 102 from both sides. So we'll bring down the 2x. This goes away, and I'm going to move it over here. 2x equals what is that? 78. 180 minus 102 is 78. Okay, now that I know that 2x is 78, I'm going to erase this for now. And I'm going to rewrite it up here. Remember that rewrite step. 2x equals 78. And I'm going to divide both sides by 2, because if x is being multiplied by 2, there are two of them, it's being multiplied by 2, then I'm going to undo it by dividing by 2, and that gives me one lonely little x left over. And 78 divided by 2 is 39. So the measure of x, or x itself, is 39. So that's 39 degrees. Okay? If I know that that's 39 degrees, I can take that information and I can input this information into this expression over here. And I should be able to come up with a value for that. And when I add all three values that I have, so that we know that number 1, x, or the measure of x, is 39 degrees. X degrees is 39 degrees. And when I want to find w, all I'm going to do is take that value that I have for x and input it into the expression that they give us for w. And so I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to input a value for x into my expression. W, the measure of w, is equal to x plus 12. Well, we already know that x is 39, so I'm going to input a 39. 39 plus 12 gives me the measure of w. Okay, well, 39 plus 12, everybody knows, is 51. So w is equal to 51. So 2, the measure of angle w, is 51 degrees. And that makes perfect sense, because if I look at this, 39 and 51 are equal to 90 degrees. We already know that this is 90 degrees because we've solved that. We've seen that it cuts a diameter, and therefore it has to be 90 degrees. So 90 and 90 make 180, and that fills out our triangle. We know that that works and that it worked out just right. Now I'm going to move on to the second part, and I want to show you one quick little idea that's going to help you with this quadrilateral. And I'm going to draw on top of it. And I don't know if this is the right one or if that's the right one. And that's my garbage pen. So I'm going to throw it way over there. And I'm going to create two triangles out of this quadrilateral. I'm going to cut right through it. And I want you to understand that when I do that, I've created triangles. Or I want you to know that half of a quadrilateral is 180. And I think if I do that correctly, I should be able to solve for x and should be able to solve for y and give you values. Let's see if it works. I have an answer in my head, and I want to see if this works out properly in my head. So I say I think we're looking for the x value and the measure of w. So number 7 says, what's the measure of w? Well, w is x plus 18. Well, that doesn't give me any answers right there. So let's find out how to make this work. All right. Let's try this. Let's say that w, which is x plus 18, plus 2x equals 180 degrees. Let's see if that works out. And why? Because, you know, if I do this, I can't really make them equal to one another and make it work out. I do know that all of these added together are going to equal 360. So I'm just going to make an assumption there and see if I can make this work, that the x's will equal half of it, and the y expressions are going to equal half of it. And let's see if this works out. If not, there'll be egg on my face, and you can laugh at me later on. Let's put all our x's together. 3x's plus 18 equals 180. Stands to reason. Seems reasonable enough. I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. Okay, what is that? 162 equals 3x. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to use calculator. It is divisible by 3, by the way. So give me a second while I bring up my calculator. Here we go. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Come on. I know this is taking a very long time. 162 divided by 3 gives me 54. Okay, so when I rewrite over here, 3x equals 162, and I divide both sides by 3, I get x is equal to 54. I should have known that. Oh my gosh, how easy is that? You goofball. All right, whatever. I'll tell you how I should have solved it. If x equals 54, and I add 18 to it, I'm going to get my measure right here. And so I'm going to take this x equals 54 value, and I'm going to go back and input it into the original expression, x plus 18. This says the measure of angle W is equal to x plus 18. All right, well, we solve for x by using half of our quadrilateral, which is 180 degrees. Our whole quadrilateral is 360 degrees. So now I've gone and found my 54. So I'm going to input my 54 for x. 54 plus 18 equals the measure of W. And of course, those two things together equal 72. Now, is this exciting? Is this easy? No, it's neither exciting nor easy, but it's how you get there. And unfortunately, you're going to have to struggle through. All right, I'm going to set up the second half of it, but I'm not going to solve it. Unfortunately, you're going to have to solve it. I just want you to understand that when you're finding the measure of angle x, it's easier than you think it is. Just know that this and this together are going to equal 180 degrees. It's just the way it's just the way quadrilaterals shake out. Half of them equal 180, the other half equal 180, okay? That's how they're set up. So I'm going to set up how you solve. By the way, 7 is, I'll write it up here. Number 7, the answer is 72. Right? And number 8, you're on your own. Number 8, I'm going to set it up and you're going to do the work. So number 8 says, find me the measure of angle x. I think it says find angle x. Yep. Find me the measure of angle x. Well, we have a lot of work to do. So we're going to set it up that 3y minus 7 plus, we're going to add to it this value, 3y minus 1 are equal to 180 degrees. Okay? Now, the first steps first. I want you to put all of your y's together. 3y plus 3y. Well, now I have 6 y's. Okay? And minus 7 and minus 1 are minus 8. Okay? That's a big deal in algebra. Okay? 6y minus 8 equals 180. And just because I'm feeling extra special and extra nice, and I'm letting this video go on forever, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to add 8 to both sides because I'm afraid people are going to get lost. So I'm going to rewrite it up here. 6y, because that's going to go away, is going to be equal to 188. I'm going to rewrite it so I can do work on it. 88. Uh-oh, 6y equals 188. I don't think that works right. No. 31.3. What did I do wrong? Did I write them out wrong? Yes, I did, you moron. All right, sorry, kids. I made a mistake. This is a +1. I was wondering why it didn't work out right. There we go. Minus 7 and +1 is minus 6. Oh my gosh, you're going to be so mad at me. We're supposed to be adding 6, and that gives us whoop, a 6 and a 6. We divide by 6. That's so much easier. Oh my gosh, that works out perfectly. Did you know that 186 divided by 6 happens to be 31? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I messed up earlier. I fixed my mistake. Look at my humanity, it's showing. This is supposed to be an addition symbol in there, not a subtraction symbol. Anyway, y is 31. Now that I've solved this, I want you to take this 31 and plug it in here and subtract 7. After you multiply by 3, which is 93 by the way, then subtract 7 and you'll have your answer. 93 minus 7 must be 86. Those are your numbers. Sorry about the little mistake there, and sorry that this video is so darn long. But I did get you through those two pieces. It's a difficult concept to worry about. But if you have any questions, please let me know. Do the best that you can. I don't expect perfection. We're going to do more of this again tomorrow. Relax. We're going to be okay.